I will show you redneck fixes. How many have seen those things? Honey, I fixed it. Have you seen that? I'll show you some. The answers they give are redneck answers, redneck fixes.
Hey everybody, p-brane here. This is Kent HOVIND. He is a creation person. He's been doing creation science for many years. The whole redneck thing here is him responding to flat earthers and saying how dumb we are, when in fact he's being really dumb. And so this is typical of these type of people that accuse you of what they themselves are or what they themselves are doing. I thought I would turn the tide on him here and say basically, well, Kent, you're projecting. He was totally duped by this con man, all these con men on the equator that do this, and he's using this as evidence for the spinning ball Earth. So this excerpt that I have here is from a bigger video that he did. But he's going to show us this thing they do on the equator where they take a sink full of water and they pull the plug and they put some leaves in it and it goes straight down on the equator. Then they walk 15 feet south and it goes clockwise. Then they walk 15 feet north of the equator and it goes counterclockwise. Okay, this is a scam that they pull. But he's using this as evidence. So as far as using redneck, he's saying that this is a scientific evidence, this thing on the equator that they do, that these con men do. So I'm just going to turn it around on him. And so I'm using this character, Buford. This is Kent's alter ego. This is who he's dreadfully afraid of being considered as a redneck or a hillbilly or a country guy. He wants to be sophisticated. And so one of his biggest fears is being called stupid or being thought of as stupid. So that's why he says flat earth is stupid, besides other reasons why he might not want to be associated with flat earth. Hey everybody, this is Buford T. HOVIND, and I'm about to show you proof that the earth is spinning without a doubt with this experiment. So I'm going to show you how the water goes down the sink at the equator. I mean, it's going to go straight down, then we're going to move it south, and it's going to go clockwise, and we're going to go north to the equator. It's going to go counterclockwise. Now look at this man. I mean, does he look smart? I mean, he looks smart. I mean, come on, he looks smart. Now, he will pull a plug on this and throw a leaf in here. You watch what happens. I mean, this is scientific. This is proof, right? The earth is spinning. But the equator, though, it go down. There it go. Go right down the middle. Now, that's only on the equator. Now, watch this now. As we move over here a little bit south of the equator, you ain't going to believe what happened. And I mean to tell you, this is scientific evidence of the greatest magnitude. I mean, come on. Now he's going to pull the plug, throw these leaves in, and they're going to go clockwise. There you go. I mean, come on, you flat earthers are stupid. This is doggone proof right in front of you. And you just can't see it. All right, now he's going to move that table, kind of a lot like 3-Card Monte in New York City. Anybody been there and seen that? They always running from the cops. There you go.
You bet your own money. Watch it, red ones. Here we go. Watch red now. Watch red. Black loose. Red wins. Here we go. Red. Watch it. You win. You're loose. You're loose. See, you said two. Turn on. How I got red ones?
How did you miss that one?
Now, he going to put them in again. He already got it plugged up. He's going to pour that water in. And then you're going to let it settle. And when he throws the leaves in, I don't want to give away the plot, but I think you know what's going to happen. Here you go. He's going to pull that plug. And put them leaves in. Counterclockwise. I mean, come on, you stupid flat earther. It is clear as day with a scientific experiment like this that the earth is spinning. Okay, so next I'm going to bring in my brother Bubba.
Hey,
and that
what's up?
dumb flat earther p-brane. He's got peaceful brain. I mean, come on, this guy's a moron. So, Mr. p-brane, what do you got to say? Hi. I thought we would play your brother, Kent, the creation scientist. I thought we'd play his take on these guys at the equator, these con men.
Con man? What you talking about, p-brane?
You know, with their sinks full of water and throwing the leaves in and rotation, counterclockwise and clockwise and blah, blah, blah. I thought we'd bring them in, and would you guys just kind of get small and get in the corner and let us just watch this, and I'm going to interject as Kent gives his explanation. All right, thanks a lot. Let's go. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to show you how the trick is done. And so if you want to try to figure it out yourself, go back and watch the beginning of the video. Otherwise, I'm going to pick this apart, and I'm going to pick Ken apart a little bit too. Okay, let's go.
Water north of the equator swirls counterclockwise. South of the equator, it swirls clockwise. I'll show you.
You're going to show us. So this is going to be your proof that the water swirls in two different directions on either side of the equator. And this is your proof that the Earth is rotating. This con man on the equator with his golden sink. Okay, Kent. You know what, Kent? I think this would qualify as redneck evidence or redneck experiment. Okay, Kent? All right, let's keep going.
Here's a video experiment. They put a sink right on top of the equator. This is in Ecuador. Anybody can go down there. They drew a line on the concrete right there behind the person. This is the equator. They're going to pour water in the sink and let it drain on the equator.
This is the dumb.
Now watch.
Especially because you're being taken for a fool here. You are being conned. This guy is going to trick you.
Now look at the lips. Choose straight down.
Straight down.
Straight down. Now, notice this. Let me back that up for a second. Notice that when he walks up, the water's already been sitting. You don't see him pour the water in.
They're going to pour water in the sink.
They already
and
poured
let
the
it
water
drain
in, Kent.
on the equator.
Okay?
Now watch.
So it's been sitting. Straight down.
Straight down.
Straight down.
Okay.
Okay? Now let's pick up the sink.
Now that's on the equator line.
Go south of the equator. 15 feet.
Oh, Ken, look at that look you're giving them people in the room.
Kind of like, ooh, child, we got him now.
Plug the sink, fill it with water, let it stabilize a minute,
Let's stabilize a minute. Didn't look like he let it stabilize too long.
pull the plug, drop some leaves in.
Look inside. Here is clockwise.
Why does it swirl south of the equator and not swirl on the equator?
Here's where I'm going to use one of my favorite Kent HOVINDisms. Kent, I may have been born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Okay, well here's where I'm going to give it away. Ready, gang? Because he poured the water and he shifted the bucket to create a current. A clockwise current there, Mr. HOVIND.
Called the Coriolis effect.
No, it's not. It's called being duped, dummy. Let's go back. Now, as he pours in, he's going to finish this off. The bucket's going to shift this way, creating this current right here. Check it out.
Plug the sink, fill
There
it
it
with
goes.
water, let it
Shift.
stabilize a minute,
Created this kind of current. You can see the bubbles already moving that way.
pull the plug, drop some leaves in.
I mean, you got to be an idiot to fall for this, Kent.
Helped it with a little clockwise twist of the hand.
Why does it swirl south of the equator and not swirl on the
Like I
equator?
said, because you're a dummy.
Called the Coriolis effect.
No, it's called dum-dum
because
effect.
the Earth is spinning. Now let's take it
Moron,
north
the
of
Earth
the
is
equator,
flat
15 feet
and
away
is
from
not
the equator.
moving. No motion to the Earth.
You can Google, I forget the name of this thing, but just Google, does water swirl north or south of the equator? It comes up, there's a bunch of video clips of this kind of stuff.
And to use another Kent Hovinism, Kent, are you this dumb or are you being dumb on purpose?
Okay, we're going to
Okay, he's filling the bucket again.
And watch him shift the bucket to his right, and that's going to make the water current go counterclockwise.
fill the sink with water.
Filling it. Now it's the shift to the right. You see that? Before he shifted to the left, now he's shifting to the right, and he's creating a counterclockwise rotation or current.
It's going to swirl the other direction. I promise you.
Yeah, no kidding, no joke, Mr. HOVIND.
And here's another Kent Hovinism. Duh. Kent, he created the counterclockwise rotation with the way he poured the water in, Kent.
Pull the plug, drop in the leaves,
Drop in the leaf.
and it swirls counterclockwise north of the equator.
Anyways, so there's your trick. The way he pours the water in creates the current, creates the water flow. And dummies like this don't pick that up. And he's using this. The guy who calls us rednecks, and they have redneck answers to everything. This is what he calls us, flat earthers, Christian flat earthers too. And he's saying that we're dividing Christian people. This is a guy who just called us rednecks, right? That's a derogatory term to this fella, Mr. HOVIND. All right? So he just fell for a con man. Now, imagine this too. All around the equator, wherever they have these, maybe they have one in Africa, or maybe they have a couple places where they do this. They are conning people. This is a con, right? Why does the spinning ball Earth have to con us? Why do they have to give us CGI? NASA gives us CGI images. Why do they have to fake this stuff? They're faking everything.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the people that own this world, and make no mistake about it, there are people that own this world. They're deceivers. They're Satanists. Okay?
The whole world is a fake.
And Kent, if we're such dumb flat earthers with our redneck fixes, why is it that you won't debate any flat earther, Kent? You know, you're a professional debater. You've been a debater for 30 years or more, or whatever. But you won't debate a flat earther, Kent. And I can tell you why you won't debate a flat earther, because you'll get crushed. Kent, I've heard your answers already, your arguments, your thoughts on flat earth. One thing you say is the earth's not flat because there are hills and mountains. Are you serious? Come on, Kent. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Now, you've been whipping up on college professors for all these years with evolution because that's simple. I can end your debates in 1 second with these people. All you got to say is, how did we go from self-replicating cells to the male-female reproductive system, Kent? That's all you got to say, and your debates are over. They can't answer that. So evolution's done. Evolution is not the root. You used to say evolution was the root of the tree. It's not. Heliocentrism's the root, Kent. It's a new frontier, and you are avoiding it. All right? You're denying it. It's heliocentrism that's the root of evolution. And now, here you are. You're confronted with flat Earth, and you're trying to snuff it out. You're trying to ignore it.
All right. Thanks a lot. I hope somebody shows this to Mr. HOVIND. You know, I always had a lot of respect for Ken HOVIND. He was great with the evolution stuff, but for some reason,
when it comes to flat Earth, he stops because he's afraid of looking stupid. I mean, I realize flat Earth has been so stigmatized and so made fun of because it's the truth. We're hitting on the truth. That's why it's been made to look ridiculous. And there are, you know, some people, shills or whatever have tried to make the flat Earth look ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous. The spinning ball is what's ridiculous, and it's a lie.
All right, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.
Well, Kent, what do you got to say for yourself? I mean, p-brane done showed that this thing's a fraud. I mean, they lied right there. Why they got to lie, Kent?
Lies in the textbooks. Lies in the textbooks.
Kent, exactly, Kent. You know from your experience, they lied about the Peking man. They lied about the Java man. They lied about with Henkel and his embryos, all that. Now, you know for a fact yourself, if they're lying, why they got to be lying if what they're saying is true, Kent? They're a bunch of fraudsters, and you know it. p-brane proved that to you. Are you going to come out and come clean and say, yeah, I fell for a fraud?
Lies in the textbooks. Lies in the textbooks. They got evolution wrong, but they got the ball Earth right. They got the heliocentric right. The Earth's a ball. The Earth's a ball.
Kent, the Earth is not a spinning ball.